everyone, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be, the title pretty much gives it away. I'm gonna be talking about my beauty favorites in the month of March, so let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so first I want to talk about some skincare. I finally got around to trying products from The Ordinary for the first time. Bought them a little over a month ago and have done some serious work on them since, but they're to help get my acne under control, which I've talked about recently in more recent videos. Basically, I have acne-prone, combination acne-prone skin, and I typically would get breakouts along my jawline, pretty heavily correlated to like hormonal cycles. But recently, within the past few months, I've noticed getting a lot more intense and more sporadic breakouts, not just along my jaw, but cheeks, forehead, a hairline, like nothing I could really tie to a product or a habit or anything like that. So I've been turning to some beauty products to help me get that under control. The first of which is a salicylic acid treatment. It's this 2% solution that is the first thing I apply right after I cleanse my face. So it comes with a dropper format. It looks like a lot of Ordinary products come with the same dropper format, and the formula for this particular product is super thin and watery. The directions say to apply a little bit directly to a breakout, but unlike a lot of spot treatments that I've used in the past with salicylic acid in them, this is not as thick. It is also not coming out of a package that allows for a little bit more precision, so it's harder to be precise with this, but I find it's a gentle enough formula to where if I do spread it around on not, parts of my skin with not active breakouts, I'd like focus it generally on my chin and like generally on my forehead areas. I don't notice it. It's so gentle that I don't notice it irritating the surrounding skin, drying it out too much. It's a really gentle but efficient formula. Then after that, I go in with this niacinamide 10% and zinc 1% high strength vitamin and mineral blemish formula. That I will apply all over my face just after applying that salicylic acid treatment. And I found that the combination of these two has really helped. It hasn't eliminated my breakouts, but that wasn't the expectation. What it has done though is help treat them faster, like it dries them out faster without being too harsh. And if I feel a breakout coming on, I've noticed by incorporating these into my skincare, it really nips it in the bud and keeps it from getting like so full-blown, out of control, red, angry. It keeps it from getting to that kind of blemish stage and helps tone it down a lot faster. Now, the combination of those two has dried my skin out a little bit, so I have been incorporating new moisturizers or different hydrating serums, and with that, I actually have a hydrating mask, which would never have been something I would have been into with my combo / sometimes oily skin. I've always been about like highly exfoliating treatments, and so I've been trying a lot that I'm not quite ready to talk about yet, but have really been loving so far, but just want to give it a little bit more time before I go in depth with a video. Because of that variability of skin moisture, I've gone back and forth between a couple of different foundations. A lot of my time this month was kind of wasted because I was trying the new IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation, and in case you missed the video where I talked about a ton of new makeup products out there and my thoughts on them, this was a fail for me. It dried down to a powdery finish and just got patchy and broke up on my skin throughout the day, but a lot of my March was spent trying this and trying to make it work for me, and it just didn't. So when I wasn't using that, I kind of went back and forth between my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. I pulled this back out when I was doing a Shop My Stash video that I will also link down below, but because it's a powder foundation, even though it has that illumination component to it, on drier skin days, it's just not something I wanted to mess with because I knew it would emphasize like drier skin texture that I tend to have on my cheek area. So on those days I would go for a liquid, and I've gone back to what I have been loving for the past few months actually, which is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. And that's what I'm wearing on my skin today, and the shade that I have is 2.1. The concealer that I will use in conjunction with that has been a mixture of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and the new e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, which I finally got around to trying. This isn't quite my shade, but these are the three shades I have. They look almost identical and they're pretty much too light for me right now. The shade that I have been using is Light Sand, but on some days where I feel like it just washes my skin out with the other colors that I might have going on in my palette that day, I will go back to that Too Faced just because it's a little bit deeper and just a better match for me. But in terms of product discoveries, this concealer is definitely up there for me in the month of March, especially because I had been loving my L'Oreal Infallible so much, but that fragrance was just irritating to me. Which, funny story, the last time I mentioned this in a video where I was reviewing the e.l.f., one of you guys said that you didn't smell any fragrance in the L'Oreal at all. And so I'm wondering, is there anybody else who doesn't smell it? Are there different batches? Maybe some smell, some don't? Or are some people just like immune to the fragrance in some of this stuff? Because part of me wonders if I shouldn't go on the hunt for a different concealer, if maybe there is a batch out there without fragrance, like maybe they removed it. Like, I don't know. Let me know your experience, because I was under the impression that they would all have the same fragrance, but maybe not. So let me know. For blush or just face products overall, I've really been loving my Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. This is a product that I also talked about in that recent kind of what's new in makeup video. So if you want to know more about it, although a ton of people have talked about it, so I don't know that I'm saying anything all that new, but if you want to know why I like it and see a demo of it there, you can go check that video out. But I love the color palette here. It screams spring to me, which I'm so ready for. And I love the combination of cream and powder in here. Not only do I find the textures to be really complementary, but layering them up just like extends the life of the blush so much more, and it just creates this really beautiful flush and highlight against the cheeks. I'm wearing all the shades in here today, the berry as a blush, and I mix it in with the glow shade here just to take a little bit of that pigment out if I get it too intense, and then I layer up the Duo Glow over the blush and then go in and highlight with this Glow Extreme here to get the look you see today, in addition with another highlight that I'm going to talk about here shortly. And something I even forgot to talk about in that video or try or show is the fact that you can use these cream products on your lips as well, which I love a good versatile product. I saw that once in one of Natasha Denona's videos, whether it's on Instagram or she has a great channel here on YouTube too if you want to see her demo her products, but I saw it somewhere there and was like, duh, of course you can use these on your lips. And what a gorgeous lip flush that Deep Berry is. So pretty. The other things that I've been loving for my face, it's like a glow fest up in here, because I've really been loving the e.l.f. I think these are called Glow blushes. I have two shades. One is Radiant Peach and one is Glowy Rose, and they're both super pigmented, and rather than having a chunky shimmer like you might expect out of a highlighty, shimmery, illuminating sort of blush, they're really finely milled. The shimmer is more like a shift, like a golden shift to it, so it looks really natural when worn on the apples of your cheeks, but if you do blend it up on the tops of your cheekbones, it still gives you that nice highlight, like dewy looking glow. However, I always like to go a little extra with my highlight, and so I recently bought the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork palette. I bought a lot of stuff from her actually, and I've just kind of slowly been incorporating it into my daily beauty routine. But this is something that I have been using absolutely every day, whether it's on my face or my eyes. I actually did an Instagram tutorial where I used one of her Color Fix 24-hour matte colors in the shade Olive You as a base, and then went in with some of the shades from this Lightworks palette, and it's just so gorgeous. And you know me, I love a good highlight layer, so I never just use one of these shades. It's always like, you know, maybe Common Sense or Piece of Cake up here along the broadest part of my cheek, and then I'll go in with Like Duh as like a super bright frosty highlight right in the outer corner of my eye area. That's actually what I did today. I have Common Sense along the tops of my cheekbones and then Like Duh right in that outer corner, and I just love what I mean, it's not in your face. It's not like I'm using a super colorful highlight, but it just adds a little bit more depth and dimension to that highlight structure up there. So really love this. The highlights themselves are beautiful, very finely milled, can be layered so they're maybe a little bit more subtle, or you can layer them so they're super blinding. And the other trick that I like to do is to layer these over the Danessa Myricks Dew Wet Balm, which is basically like a glowy balm sort of product. You can use it as a highlight, you can use it all over your face, but what I like to do is apply that first and then go in with these highlights, and you will blind someone and you won't be sorry about it because you're looking so freaking fabulous. So just a hot tip. I love using these in conjunction with each other if you want a super blinding glow, but if you don't, you want something more subtle, this is another good palette to reach for. All right, what's next? Ooh, Nude Sticks. So because Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty has been happening and is still happening as I film this, I pulled out my Nude Sticks because all of the lip pencils were gonna be half off. The day has since passed, but it made me pull out all of my Nude Sticks, my lip pencils, which are actually lip and cheek pencils, most of them, as well as my eye eye crayons, and that's kind of been what I have been wearing for the better half of March. It reminded me once again just how easy it is to use these eye crayons. Like today, the only thing I am wearing on my lids is the shade Rustique, which is a warm coppery bronze shade that I just applied directly to my lid, buff out with a fluffy blending brush, and then you're good to go. The pigmentation is beautiful, they're layerable, but you can still sheer them out if you don't want something quite this intense. But they're just super easy to work with for a one and done kind of shade. So I've really been liking Rustique, but I also love Immortal. Again, I did a look on Instagram with this as well. And then Twilight is a classic everyday shade for me because it's just like a soft shimmery taupe. Well, shimmery slash metallic. I mean, this can really be built up to give you an in-your-face sort of metallic sheen. So I really like that as well. The lip pencils, well, mostly, so what I'm wearing today is blush. I really do like this as a lip pencil, but the shade that I have been obsessed with is Purity. This is an intense matte lip and cheek pencil, so I've not only been wearing it on my lips, but it's also so beautiful as a blush. This looks extra long compared to the other ones that I have because I've been keeping my sharpener on the other end because I've been using that much. Like I pretty much sharpen this every time I use it because I kind of go to town on my lips and my cheeks. Really love this shade. Okay, I think we're nearing the end here. I have some brow products I want to mention. Of course, there is what I've used every month for maybe almost a year at this point. It's my CoverGirl Ultra Fine and Defined Brow Pencil, but I have started incorporating the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. Again, talk about this more in my What's New review video if you want to go check that out for my full thoughts, but in a nutshell, I love this because it adds pigment to my brows, it adds texture to my brows because I would say this is thicker than your average eyebrow gel, and it also has a good strong hold, so it holds your brows into place. You don't have to worry about your brows sticking in every which direction, you know, halfway through the day. You can truly run this through your brows, set them and forget them, and I really like that. And last up are magnetic lashes. Today I am wearing my Eylure Opulent Accent Lashes. I mean, this is the case they come in, but if you want to see them in the case, if you want to see a ton of other lashes in the cases and actually worn on my eyes, I just uploaded a try-on of every single magnetic lash I could get my hands on from Ulta. But this is a style I have particularly been loving lately because they're, as an accent lash, they're super easy to apply, but they do so much for the shape of your eye. And then the last product is a new discovery for me this month. It is the Lash Liner Magnetic Eyeliner. I got the full lash system and I do like the lashes, but I do want to say the style that I got, Seattle, is an accent lash and was when I bought them, but they have since redesigned it and now Seattle is a full strip lash. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just, you know, for what you expect when you buy, because a lot of you had asked if there was a difference and I thought it was just the way they were appearing on the website that the Seattle looked like a full strip but was actually an accent, but they have in fact changed the style. So don't go off the style here. What I am most impressed with though is the magnetic eyeliner. This is the new formula. Right when I made that video, they had just launched this new formula, and so they had the old formula on sale on the website. This is the new one. Loved it so much I actually bought the double pair of just the liner as a backup because this truly makes the magnetic lash application process so easy, especially if you are applying a full strip of lashes. And also just as far as eyeliner formulas go, I really like this one. It is waterproof, it's very opaque, just a thin swipe across the lid and you are good to go. Your lashes will stick to it and it does not budge until you want it to. Like, you have to have some serious eye makeup remover to take this off. So have obviously really like that because I bought some backup pairs. And so if you want to go watch that review, I will either click the eye or link to it in the description box below. Those are all the products that I have been using and loving lately. I would love to hear the same from you. As always, let me know down in the comments section, what have you guys been using lately, in March, in general, new products? Just tell us all. Tell us in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video, guys. Bye.